Hi friends, in this video I am going to cover disaster and disaster management, which is a part of General Studies 3, right? So in this video lecture we are going to deal with disaster management, the very basic definitions of all the things written over here. What is a disaster? Disaster damage, disaster impact, hazards, vulnerability and risk, and at last we'll deal with the classification of the disasters on the basis of duration and on the basis of source. Okay, so let us see what is disaster management. So, disaster management is actually the organization so I have written everything for you. So here this will be damage. Okay, so let us see the definition. Disaster management, disaster damage and disaster impact. So what is disaster management? Disaster management means organization and management of resources and responsibilities dealing with disasters to reduce the impact of the disaster. You get it? It's you have to organize and manage the resource and take responsibilities to deal with disasters. Why? To reduce the impact of the disaster. For example, suppose in an area a cyclone is coming. Okay, you have the news, a sudden news, a cyclone is coming. You have gone through class 11 book physical geography. You know how does a cyclone form. So it's going to hit this area. So as an administrator, as an officer, your duty will be now to manage the resources over here. Human resource. Suppose there's buildings, you have to save them. At least if you can save the building, at least go and save the lives. So that is your duty. So that is how we manage the disaster. So that process is disaster management. I hope you get my point. So how will be able to know it? In prelims, you are going to deal with OMS sheet, right? In OMS sheet, you are going to form the bubbles and your fate will be decided on that day. Obviously, with lots of hard work. So for writing this definition, just remember OMRR. I hope you can now frame the sentence easily. This is organization and management of resources and responsibilities. If you're able to remember this, you will be able to frame this answer. Fine. I hope the concept of disaster management is clear to you. Now what is a disaster? This is the main thing. What is a disaster? So disaster is the social disruption. Disruption, I hope you know, it's the breakdown. It means breakdown. Suppose there is a rock in the process of weathering. Again, in physical geography, you have, I think, gone through this disruption of rocks, soft rock, hard rock. This is mushroom rock, something like that. So don't connect like this, but I'm just telling to make you clear the concept. So disaster is the social disruption of functioning of a community. ठीक है? Results in the economic, human and environment losses caused due to combination of vulnerability, hazards and incapability of reducing the risk of disaster. So what is the definition of disaster? It is the disruption, social disruption. It's not okay, yeah, you can write, but in book I think it's mentioned serious, not social. I think you have don't write social because it's not about only social disruption. It's also affecting the economy, it's affecting the environment, it's affecting physically, socially, everything. So social is not the correct word, pardon. You should write serious, or don't write serious, you just write disruption. It doesn't matter, just understand the concept, that is important. You can frame answer of your own once you have understood. but some of the points you should remember, like some of the keywords are here. That keywords actually helps us to frame a sentence and write an answer. So organization, management, reduction, resources and responsibility. That's just a management. So let us see what I can find from here, the keywords. So disruption of functioning of a community. ठीक है. Suppose a cyclone is again coming. There is a community that will create a serious disruption of the community. तोड़ देगा पूरा community को, right? अगर यहाँ पे cyclone आ जाए, क्या? Suppose you are sitting in your room, okay, and viewing this lecture. Obviously, if a cyclone or now earthquake comes, I pray to God that doesn't happen. But if happen, obviously that's going to disrupt everything, right? It's going to disrupt your own locality, your own community. Results in economic. This property will get destroyed. Economic destruction, human destruction, lives of the people will get affected. Even that can create detrimental to life, right? And environment, yes, environments get huge affected by the cyclones, earthquakes and all. Why this happens? This happens due to a combination of hazards, incapability and vulnerability. And the incapability of reducing the risk of the disaster. So there are 3 sentences in this one sentence, I must say. Okay. I hope the concept is clear to you. How I remember this, I just remember कि suppose there is a rock, okay, and there is breakdown of the rock. If there is breakdown, it will not able to do its work. So a serious disruption of the rock occurs, that and it will not function properly. Suppose आप आग नहीं जला सकते हो इस रॉक से, right? So yes, and results in EHE, याद रख देना, because this EHE will be helpful in defining vulnerability, hazards and risk as well. Environmental, economic and human losses caused due to these 3 factors. We'll define these 3 factors, then the concept will clear to you. Okay. Now let's come to disaster management and disaster impact. Destruction of physical assets. So what is disaster damage? It usually implies the destruction of physical assets. And what is the unit of measuring disaster management? It is, suppose all these buildings fell down due to an earthquake or a tsunami or a cyclone. Cyclone तो बहुत तेज होना चाहिए building को dissolve करने के लिए, right? So suppose an earthquake. So let me say that 1000 square kilometers of buildings fell down. Suppose due to an earthquake, 10 kilometer road, ये बहुत कम है, 10 kilometer road had been broken by an earthquake. जापान में आप देखते हो वीडियो आता है ऐसे, पहले होता था, now they have designed the roads, their buildings, houses. They actually are genius in designing such things. That's it. So disaster damage, DD, याद रख देना. Disaster damage, destruction of physical assets. What is disaster impact? Suppose there is again an earthquake. Okay. Some of the buildings collapsed, but it might happen that there is a huge storage of coal below the ground. So due to earthquake, let this coal come out. So do the government or any private company really require to spend huge amount of money to take out the coal from the ground? A big no. So obviously it's a positive impact. There is economic gain, and obviously there are negative impacts, like the lives of the people get threatened, the houses fell down, right? So these are the negative impacts. So disaster impact is actually the cumulative effects, both positive, which is the economic gain, or also economic gain means, we have gone through the igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, plutonic, हमने पढ़ा था ना. So igneous rock कैसा होता है, एक ground से आता है, और one is this volcanic eruptions. Okay, it gets solidified, we get rock. This is also economic beneficial. Volcano is also a disaster, right? So cumulative of both positive and negative effects is disaster impact. So let me keep this video up to this. I don't want to make a long video. In the next video we'll learn the concepts of hazards, vulnerability and risk. Okay, so thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.